Hello and welcome to Heart of Wulin, the romance of the Golden Dragon. We're here for our second session tonight with a new player. We're back here on the Gauntlet Hangouts for another actual play session of the still in development game Heart of Wulin by Lowell Francis. A beautiful game about the interactions and stories of characters in the Wulin world of ancient China. Tonight we have a new player. We have Agatha joining us. And before we go on, what we'll be doing is we're just going to go over a quick rundown of everyone's characters. So I'm going to go from left to right on the screen, starting with our new character, and ask everyone just to give a brief one-line description of who your character is and what playbook you're playing. So Agatha, can we have your character, please?
Yes. I am playing Traceless, or Wu-hen. She is the last surviving member of the Eastern Dragon, commonly known to others as the Eastern Dragon Temple, because they're pretty mysterious, but I think they identify themselves just as the Eastern Dragons. This is a faction that was recently, within the last 5 years, destroyed. She wasn't there when the massacre happened, but she has suspicions and is out to perhaps right or wrong. She is the aware playbook, specifically with the traveling shifu, specialization. So she's very good at identifying what factions people belong to. That's the skill that comes with being a traveling shifu. She's also, I think she's just like very informed. So she's also a poison master, as in she can tell when poison is in her presence, and she can hopefully save people from it as well. She's pretty powerful, and but generally but tries to keep a calm demeanor.
Excellent. Yes. Thank you. Alan, can you tell us a bit about your character, please?
Yes. Well Worn Ling is a traveler. He enjoys travel. He travels for the fun of it. He enjoys a game of dice, a drink, and preferably doing as little work as possible. He's a character called a Bravo, and his fundamental drive is to have a good time.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alan. And David, can you tell us a bit more about Black Fox Jian, please?
Certainly. Black Fox Jian is a member of the Brothers of the... I've lost the name of the faction.
The Righteous Brotherhood of the Road.
The Righteous Brotherhood of the Road, that's it. He is a trained swordsman. He acts primarily as a guard and a bodyguard, protecting travelers on the road, righting wrongs, that sort of thing.
Brilliant, thank you. And Lloyd, can you tell us a little bit about Lei Fulan?
Well, I can tell you a lot about Lei Fulan. He is a he's part of the Righteous Brotherhood of the Road, who is a gallant, forward, danger jumping into kind of guy who is happy to help people along the road to reach their full potential. And that's who Lei Fulan is, if Lei Fulan was an actual person. What I actually am is I am the Unforgiving Viper, the next in line to inherit the Unfettered Frost faction. And I have been pretending to be Lei Fulan in order to find myself a husband, of which I found out I now have. And now, for me to maybe get away from my family or not have my family put me under the thumb, I must steal a very expensive sword.
Indeed. And this is what happened in last session. Last session, we had the Righteous Brotherhood of the Road, as in their role as an escort agency, transport the hallowed sword of the retiring master Iron Wing Crane to the capital to be gifted to the governor there. So during that travel, they came under attack from bandits, which is how we left them. So we'll cut to that in a few moments. So what we're going to do before that, though, at the start of each session, characters get to have a chance to look at their entanglements and potentially change them. But before we do that, we still need to actually establish entanglements for our new character. So, Agatha, there's 2 different entanglements you get to choose, 2 different options. One of which is a romantic one. One of which is comes under the heading of other. The idea is that these relationships form a triangle. So the idea is to actually include the characters in at least one point of that, another character, at least in one other point of that triangle as part of that. So can you have a look through the entanglements that are actually there for your playbook? I believe they're on page CC3, entanglements. And there's 3 for the 3 romantic for the aware and 3 general for the aware. Can you choose one of each, please?
Okay. All this stuff about suspecting people of evil, it's so convenient. I think for my general one, it's either my friend blank suspects blank of evil, but I remain steadfastly loyal, or I suspect blank's parent is the villain blank. I think I suspect my friend. What's your name? Hold on. I suspect my friend Lei Fulan. His parent is the villain someone.
Okay, well, luckily for you, Lei Fulan's parent has already been one of their parents has already been mentioned.
Great.
And that character name is Merciless Scorpion.
Okay.
I didn't pick this name, I swear.
Okay, that's great. That works perfectly. So.
Okay. So, with that said, are you okay with that, Lei Fulan?
It sounds good to me, because especially since she suspects that my parent is Merciless Scorpion, it means that she already suspects who I am, but she's not sure, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. Yeah. Especially since she has the traveling Sifu technique.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, so would you pick a romantic entanglement then, please?
Okay. Okay. I was gonna type things out, but I'm too slow. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's on me. My fingers are not nimble. I'm not really into the ones that are for the aware, so I think I'm just gonna pick another one.
Okay,
what are the currently existing ones? What is the tangle of the relationships so far?
Okay, so I'll go through the existing entanglements. So starting with Well Worn Ling, he has been engaged to Unforgiving Viper by her father, Merciless Scorpion, but has fallen in love with her sibling, Hateful Spider. For Unforgiving Viper, I've disguised myself to get close to Black Fox Jian, but Masked River, their lover, is falling for me. And then we have Black Fox Jian. I love Lei Fulan, but I've sworn vengeance against their family member, their father, Merciless Scorpion.
I don't know
Gary, do we have
I don't get it.
Well,
sorry,
Gary, do we have to have one romantic and one standard when we rejig at the start of a session?
Yes, it's the idea is to actually keep it as that. You can. The idea at some point is to have relationships in it, but those can change over time. So if you want to change that slightly, you can do so. But it's very much in keeping with the genre to have very potentially convoluted relationships between people. So eventually, over time, your romantic relationship with someone could shift to be a more brotherly and sisterly relationship, or you can grow to hate each other and despise the ground that each other walks on and things like that. So they can shift over time, but like I say, that's up to you and how you interpret the narrative. If you have an idea with how you want to handle that, please feel free to put it forward, and we'll discuss that when we come to do that.
Okay, so I'm trying to sort out this.
Okay, give me 1 second. That is the current relationships between everyone.
Great. Okay, so Black Fox Jian, I'm guessing, has a lover, but is in love with Lei Fulan. Okay, and then Unforgiving Viper, aka Lei Fulan, wants to get close. Okay, got it. To Black Fox Jian, and then Well Worn Ling is engaged to Unforgiving Viper. Okay, but has fallen in love with her sibling, Hateful Spider. Okay.
I fail to see what's so complicated about this. Seems pretty simple to me. Yep, that's simple. Simple is a simple good.
I feel like just because like Black Fox Jian and Unforgiving Viper already have this like relationship towards each other, then that it makes more sense for my character to have something with Well Worn Ling.
Alan, are you up for that?
Go for it. Go wild.
Okay.
So which one takes your fancy?
Let's see. Well, some of these is like they are in love with me, and that wouldn't make sense because they're already in love with someone else, right? So that doesn't matter. Right?
Let's have a look. Which sort of thing are you thinking of?
I'm basically just going through the list. Why don't I just say I love Well Worn Ling, but I have sworn revenge against their family member.
Excellent. And if
So.
Yeah, by all means. So if you want to come up with
I quite like a family member. I haven't had one yet.
You will now get one who I must kill.
You know, it would be really good if we made it Iron Face Bison is actually a family member. I mean, that would explain why they care so much about you.
That would work. There's a character in the Righteous Brotherhood of the Road called Iron Face Bison, who's made Black Fox Jian actually swear an oath to look after Well Worn Ling.
Okay. For the typing sound. Great. Iron what?
Iron Face Bison.
Iron Face Bison. Got it. Great. Love with you, but I gotta kill your dad/uncle.
I believe she is an elderly lady of much skill.
Oh,
currently drunk and passed out because someone drugged her.
I
don't know.
No.
Or is that a different character?
That's the other one.
That's Ling Zhongya.
That's Ling Zhongya. Okay, got it.
Ling Zhongyu, sorry. Iron Face Bison is the big guy who was basically ordering around the camp and then got entirely too drunk with the rest of his men and women.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's cool.
It also explains why I haven't been thrown out of the Righteous Brotherhood.
Yeah, that works.
Mate, they let anyone in. I'm in the Righteous Brotherhood. What are you on about?
Well, despite their name, the Righteous Brotherhood isn't necessarily that righteous. They're an ambiguous faction. Okay, so can we have both those entangled ones back, Agatha, just to confirm what they are, please?
Yes. Okay, so I love Well Worn Ling, but I have sworn revenge against their family member, Iron Face Bison. The other is, I suspect my friend... So do I know you as Unforgiving Viper? Or do I know you as Lei Fulan?
I think you know I'm not... Well, you have that traveling seafood move, right? Also, we can say, like, when you don't... You know I'm not from the faction, but you don't know which one. And you reckon I'm from the other one. So when you next roll, when you see me, we can determine how well you know me from that. Is that fair? Because there's no point of saying, oh, the move is already used, and you haven't had a chance to use the move.
Yeah, so...
I'm the only one pretending to be another faction at the moment.
Right, that's true. Okay, so I'll put Lei Fulan in this bracket right now, and it may change later.
Can I just confirm? Originally, wasn't Lei Fulang actually disguised as a member of the Temple of the Eastern Dragon?
Oh yeah, snap! I forgot about that. Yes, I'm currently pretending to be Lei Fulang of the Righteous Brotherhood, but I used to be Lei Fulang of the Temple of the Eastern faction, which I guess would mean that you definitely know I'm definitely not from there.
I mean, that's not necessarily true because what I set up for my character is that I was away, so I could also just not be there a lot, right? Like, and I'm a well-traveled, so we don't have an idea of how big the Eastern Dragons were, so they could have been, it's like we go to the same university, but we don't know each other.
I respect. I think that's fair. Please don't arrest me.
Okay, excellent. So with that done, I'm going to go around all the existing characters, and I'm going to ask you, are there any of your entanglements that you want to modify or change for this session?
We don't think that Ming Starfall is coming back in another episode, do we?
Well, Ming's due back for session 4.
Oh, fine.
I believe.
Then I'll stick with the relationship with Ming.
Although, if you want, you can shift it to make it more relevant to this session if you want. Okay. So, David, are there any of your entanglements you'd like to shift or change?
No, I think I'm happy to stick with both of mine for now. They're both feature people that are here today. So, yeah, that's cool. Brilliant.
And Lloyd? Are there any you'd like to change?
I need to change my last entanglement because I won't be here in session 4, so I will technically not see Ming Starfall again.
Okay.
The only problem is all of my other entanglements are weird, and I don't know which one to go for.
Okay.
I kind of want to go for. I learned my friend and Picadata's character was betrayed by their teacher, but they will never believe me. As in, I know what happened. And the team to end her people, but I know I can never tell her because she'll never believe me.
Oh, that's really.
I have the same reaction. Yes, that's perfect. If you want to change that in, then please feel free to do so.
No sweat. That's what outsiders are here for. Let me just switch that over quickly. But we need to give your teacher a name.
Oh, true. Let's see. Okay, I feel like my name is Wu-hen. It's probably something like it probably starts with Wu as well. So like it's like shadowless or Wu-ing.
Wu-ing.
W-U.
W-U-E?
No, W-U and then I-N-G. W-U-I-N-G.
Wing, got it. Yeah, because I'm part of the Unfeathered Frost, we know what actually happened to your clan, and I know it's because your teacher betrayed you, but I can never tell you that because I am from the Unfettered Frost. There's no way you're gonna believe me if I said that.
And also, I know that it's not my teacher because it was iron-faced Bison.
I know. Weird that.
Okay, brilliant. So, are we all ready to start then?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So, we ended last session with characters riding into camp, and all of a sudden, out of the darkness of the night, there were arrows flying and bandits attacking. We actually hard cut away from that to a busy marketplace in the capital city. There are stalls everywhere, people crying out, shouting, screaming out for their wares. There's music playing in the background. There's a whole load of children milling around to watch all the acrobats and dancers. The people out demonstrating their martial skills. And through this whole cacophony, there comes a single point of stillness. The whole world moves around them, but they does actually seem to move around them as they keep themselves poised and still, and they look around the marketplace with eyes open. And that's where we see our new character. We see Traceless. Wu-hen. Sorry, Wu-hen or Wu-en?
Yeah, Wu-hen. W-U-H-E-N.
As she stands in this busy city, surrounded by these human masses of a humanity. All around her, there's noise and just general sound. There's no peacefulness here at all. But as she wanders through the market, she comes across a troupe of actors, and they are putting on a play. And it's a play that's very new, because in this world, this is how news travels. This is how stories are told, how the great legends are told. And the actors stop. A curtain draws back, and you can see a stage with marionette puppets come out. And they tell the story of an attack by bandits on a traveling band of heroes. A band of heroes carrying a great treasure. There is the marionette of the strict, solemn swordsman in black. Very much similar to Black Fox Jian. There is the traveling bravo in his bright clothes and his smiling face. The smile painted on the actual porcelain doll in bright colors. And it's quite clear this is this Well Worn Ling. And then there is the younger, heroic swordsman, the upright and righteous swordsman. That is Wei Fulan. And they tell the story of what happened during this attack. And I'm going to ask you, each of you, to go through and actually just give a brief description in third person about what the story they tell is, please. So we'll start with Black Fox Jian.
Yeah, so I think the puppet in the puppet show, the Black Fox Jian leaps up to deflect back a barrage of arrows from falling upon the camp. Yeah, you sort of see, you know, they probably have kind of a little arrow set up on a little wire that comes across, and he sort of cuts it out of the air.
Brilliant. And then the light and the actual center of the stage is filled by the puppet of Lei Fulan. And what does Lei Fulan do during this?
Lei Fulang's puppet is seen leaping up through the air, and the light comes behind them to show like the moonlight from their descent into what looks like a team of other puppets that are standing in a circle. Lei Fulang stands there and draws their sword, at which point the guy goes, "Was this in a sword? Who cares?" At which point they draw their sword and they do the sweet spin with the sword while leaping upwards, almost twirling the other puppets together as they're chained together by ropes towards the end of the sword and spinning them around in a whirlwind before it lands to the bottom and the puppets are laid around her, defeated.
Excellent. And finally, the closing section of the play goes about the exploits of Well Worn Ling. What does Well Worn Ling's puppet do in this instance?
It's clear that Well Worn Ling is the comedy turn at the end of the performance, because Ling, first of all, is shown doing a very complicated martial arts move where he pole vaults against one of the bandits and misses entirely, lands up flat on his back, and then distracts them by running around the stage. My guess is until they get so dizzy they just fall over.
Excellent. And in the actual film of this, while this is going on, it actually intercuts with proper footage of your characters doing each of these things. So we'll have the puppet do the setup, and it will cut to the actual footage of the real character jumping up through the air, pole vaulting, deflecting arrows in flight and cutting them down from the air. And all the time, the story weaves in until it comes to the end. And there is mild applause from the actual people gathered round. And the actors run out and go round with a small bowl, looking for tips, looking for payment, looking for alms, looking for the means to feed themselves through the night. And they go round each person in front of them. You can see some of the Wu-hen, you can see some of the merchants there some have their children there and they all give a little bit. You can see there are some haughty merchants. As you look around, you see there's at least one person there that doesn't look well pleased with the story that's been told. It's a older man, around about 35, 40, that has this nasty scar down one eye. And you can see that at his waist, in a belt that wraps around, you can see a set of butterfly knives. He shakes his head and he goes to walk away. And you know immediately that this is someone from the unfettered frost as he walks away into the crowd. The well-known assassins.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't follow him. But I think what I do instead is I turn to look for my friend, Wulin.
Okay. Wulin, are you in the crowd and have you been watching this?
Of course, I directed it.
Excellent. So you come out from behind the stage.
I come on the stage, the whole like clapping, everything going on, and I'm standing up there and I give a bow and I give another bow and I give another bow. It's like, please, I'll have plenty of time to talk to you about the wonderful sights of men. I see someone I must go say hello to. Do excuse me. And I brush past the paparazzi of the Wulin universe as I make my way down towards Traceless.
So Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Wu-hen, friend of all friends. It's so good to see you.
This is very well directed.
Of
Do
course.
you have experience doing this?
You know, people would say that a simple everyday traveling swordsman would not have the skills and tenacity to be able to fool an audience into believing that puppets could possibly tell a story or even be real. But I found a way. That's what I do. That's my talent, always finding a way. But you know what? Enough of that. I also totally didn't steal that script from someone else who wrote it better. But anyway, let's move on. What are you doing here? Would you like to join me for some sake?
Of course I would. And I think this is like the first time that I noticed that... Oh, what kind of clothes are you wearing again? Sorry. Let's see. You are modest but striking. God, what does that even mean?
That's because I'm modest, but there's something because I'm in disguise. My look is modest, but there's clearly I look like it's kind of like Brad Pitt in a suit. It doesn't matter what kind of suit you give Brad Pitt, he still looks good.
Yeah, and I think there's like it's not the overcoat layer, but it's like one of the under layers. I realized that there's like a lot of embroidery on it, and I am a woman of detail, so that was interesting to me because I didn't realize that you dressed so well, considering just like the look of your outer coat is very like I'm just a normal dude. So I am curious, and I would like to read you.
Do it.
Brilliant. If you look under basic moves, there's actually a role for your party link there.
Yay! Hold up. I don't know if I can. Basic moves. Okay.
If you prefer to use dice, then by all means.
Nope, this is good. Oh, sorry. I need to say what style element I'm rolling with. I am rolling. I'm observing. So let's see.
There's several different ones that could come up here. It depends on the manner in which you're going forward. If this has been triggered by your curiosity, it might be Earth. If it was actually more upon reflecting upon the clothing and seeing what's there, it may be metal.
Yeah, I think it's curiosity. So I'm gonna roll with wood, which is 0.
Okay.
And I rolled. Oh. Wait. I don't know. Sorry, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna roll with purple die. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So this is nice clothing that they wear, but in this, oh, well, let me have a look at the move. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yes, when you see the clothes, you think you've actually seen these sort of robes before. In fact, you think these robes were actually given as a gift to your sifu. They look very similar to ones that that was presented as a gift many years ago while you were there. It's a similar sort of cut and similar sort of embroidery.
Yes, I marked that.
That's right.
But
Yes.
I don't say anything.
I'm terribly sorry. Is everything all right?
Yes. Yes, of course. Where are we going?
Oh, I look over. I'm like, hey, you. What's the nicest place to get sake around for a man and his guests to enjoy? And one of them points out some place on the corner. I'm like, that'll do. Come with me, please. And I sort of like saunter out with like a swagger, like the ones that I keep portraying because I'm trying to get the idea that I'm still a guy going through everyone else as I lead Wu-hen away towards the sake place. Honestly, it'll be perfectly fine. It's my treat. I think after a play like this, one must see it. One must know how good it is.
By the way, sake is Japanese, so
yes.
Is it? I keep forgetting this. Where is the set? Someone let me know.
It's set in a land that's not actually ancient China, but is kind of.
Okay, do they have like fermented wine? Wine would do, right?
Yeah, I think wine works.
Wine will do. We'll do that.
So you go into this little restaurant in the little inn, and the man on the door turns to you. Oh, master, young master, may you like a seat? Would you like a table? How many do you wish to sit?
Just to quietly, privately, I would like to have some time with my friend.
Ah, yes, good. This way, and he leads you up steps up onto the balcony into a small little area with several different, just little small enclosed areas where people can sit down in private.
Excellent.
So you've been traveling for a while.
Oh yes, it's hard work traveling through time and working hard and all of the things that us manly men need to do. Why do you ask? Are you hoping to settle down? Perhaps you've found yourself someone to finally settle down with. Who's the lucky man?
I no. I was wondering.
You don't know who it is?
No, I don't. And I'm curious. Is this what you're looking for? You're looking for a wife?
Well, I'm not saying I'm looking for a wife per se. Would you like some more wine?
Wait. Are you avoiding the question?
Yeah, I'm totally avoiding the question. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, does that heart count as
heart and mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, do
Wait,
it.
no, not heart and mind. Does that count as you like? What's the one where you like have an internal struggle, inner conflict?
Inner conflict? Oh wow, I can roll that if you want.
I don't know. I don't
actually know how that works. I don't think I'm having an internal turmoil. I don't think it goes. I don't think it's reached that point just yet.
No, I think
No.
this is more just as it's a case where they have to make a decision about what they're doing going forward. In this case, the character's basically just trying to be evasive about what's happening with that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm. What should I do? I'm going to. I will put my hand. I'm gonna lean on the table and look you in the eyes. If you're not looking for a wife, are you perhaps looking for a husband?
I roll my eyes and I go, does it matter which one I'm looking for?
Well, as your friend, I would very much like to help. Unless you have someone in mind already.
No, oh, I do, but that's not the point. I mean,
oh, you do. Who is it?
Oh, maybe. It's complicated.
And at this point, there's a sound from downstairs in the actual main room. You can see a frantic man has come through with several large, bulky men with him. He's holding what looks to be a piece of paper that's crumpled up and almost torn in half. As you look closer, you can see that he has tears in his eyes, and he's looking round the room, and he looks up at the balcony and spots Lei Fulan. There he is! There's the one that stole my play.
Oh, him. Yeah. I think this is a fantastic conversation to have, and we should totally have it, but I think we should have it somewhere else. Is that all right?
And the big burly men start coming up the stairs. In fact, they are blocking the exit.
I'll tell you what. You're an incredible, well-known martial artist. Here's the deal. Help me get all of this without possibly losing my head, and I will tell you everything about why it is I can't find myself a husband or a wife.
I suppose I should study. Is it possible that one of these two people blocking the exit is in disguise? If not, that's fine.
And no, both these look to be local mooks from the market.
Great. I'm going to study them.
Okay, can you make a study roll, please?
I shall. Hold on. Hopefully. Oh, and let's see. I don't know what stat I'm going to be rolling with. Everything is with caution.
Okay.
I want to know who they are before I fight them, if I must.
Can you roll study then, please, and tell me what result you get?
Okay, I got an 8, and then plus 2 is 10.
Okay, on a 10, you get 2 hold. So the options you have is you can ask a question about the situation or place. You can ask a question about a person, motivation, desires, intentions, means of manipulation. You can learn the person's scale, or you can reveal a detail. And this is one of my favorite ones, which is you get to declare something that changes, or you get to actually declare something as part of the fiction.
Okay. Well, you already said that they're moves, so I'm not going to learn their scale. But I think I will say that I am going to reveal a detail, which is that these... Well, they're mooks. Oh, this sucks. I'm going to say that one of them carries they're not like badges. They're like carved wooden badges that kind of like hang from people's belts. And they basically, if you're like the servant of like a big family, then you get those. They just have your names on them. And the back of it has like the name of the family that you serve. But in this case, what I see on there is, hold on, what's his name?
Say no, Wu-hen. My life depends on you saving me. Please save me.
Oh,
iron-faced.
One thing sorry, go on. No, go on. Sorry, no, I was going to say something, and I realized you've already stated that. So please go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Okay. I think it's. I want to say that one of them isn't disguised and is like iron-faced Bison, but.
Okay. So one of the mooks is very low level, but one of them isn't. It actually seems to hold himself much more purpose. He towers over his colleagues slightly, and he has a large, heavy two-handed mace that he carries as his weapon.
Great. I don't know why Iron Face Bison has beef.
And a steel mask.
Great. So it's not even the badge. It's just his mask that gives him away. I would like to learn his scale.
Okay. He is on a similar scale to you.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to turn to you, Fulan. I take the masked one. You take the other.
Can't you take them all? My nails. I can't fight.
I believe in you, and I pat you on your shoulder.
Oh, thanks, my hero. And then I'll take the lead. So I'll start going down the stairs like, gentlemen, please, I'm sure it's a perfect misunderstanding. I think we should talk about with you and me and this bottle of wine. Bam!
Iron Face Bison goes to look at you, and the bottle of wine goes sailing smash into the face of the other mook, who drops his sword and covers his face. If at this point you're actually engaging mooks, can you please roll fight mooks? And using your style, please.
Excellent. I shall fight mooks using my styles. So how does this work? I don't actually know.
Okay, there's a move on the basic move.
Okay. On a roll, you defeat them. They're below my skill. So okay, let's see what I can do. I will say I'm jumping in. I'm hoping to think about the element of surprise. So I am using.
Because this is a fight, I think you actually roll with your style element.
Oh, I just rolled my style element. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
5, 6, 7.
Okay. On a hit, you defeat them. So you hit him, and he goes down. He tumbles backwards down the stairs, and Iron Face Bison stops, looks at him. Brother Lay, why would you do such a thing? And then he looks and see who you're with. It all becomes clear.
Enlighten me, and I will draw my sword. My style is the Rising Dragon. Oh yeah, the Rising Dragon style, and it's very swift. No. Sure. It's very elegant, and it's like in my blade it's silver, so it looks like kind of look like fishes when I'm like hitting. Anyway, okay, I will roll with my style element.
Okay, so can you please roll? Do you want to have a chance to actually monologue before you do this, or are you just going in for the attack? Because if you want to have a back and forth with him, we can actually have that be part of the fight before you roll.
Yeah, I could do that. And I think I will say, the heavens are kind to me to present me with such an opportunity so soon.
You consider this an opportunity. He hefts his mace. As do I. Why do you vex me, child?
This is your last chance to get rid of the last of the Eastern Dragons. But I won't give it to you.
Are you attacking?
With my sword.
Okay, so you come in. He raises the shaft of his mace. Blocks it. You manage to cut a glancing flesh wound. And he swings his mace round and smashes it into the floor, and it smashes the floor between your feet, driving you back slightly.
Yeah.
Foolish child. You think I care what happens to the last of the dragons?
I would like to mention something very important.
Yeah.
I rolled and I got a 7 to 9. So I either win at costs or the numbers overwhelm me and we retreat. And if I retreat, all the other PCs have to retreat as well.
Okay. So at this, thank you for pointing that out, Lloyd. So I think at this point you see a huge more number of entire Mook squad actually start streaming into the inn in the tavern, and they start coming up the stairs, and Iron Face Bison is suddenly backed up, and the fight going on with Wu-hen, it starts to slowly turn in his favor as the people actually back up with him.
Can I grab this quick? Because I have a plan I want to do. I don't know if it's okay for us to do it, but I would like that on the Bison's next attack. I'd like to reach out and grab like a pan or something to block the hit, like a lid, and get in front of Wu-hen, and the hit should knock us through the wall into the streets below.
Okay.
To escape. Is that okay, or is that something I'm not allowed? I'm not sure.
I have no problem with that. Your roll came before theirs, and I missed that. So
also, it would make sense that I'm trying to get away from Bison because I know he's not responsible.
Okay. One of the things I'm going to say at this point, and this is standard through the entire run of this, when it comes to combat, physics no longer applies.
Gotcha. Cool.
So you can have the weird and wackiest things do. You can do the strangest maneuvers. Consider wires are attached to everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna describe when Iron Face Bison hits the ground and then it kind of shatters. I jump back and then it's like I'm standing sideways on a pillar. I'm kind of bit back as well, and I just have my sword out and we're having this conversation. I really wanted that detail to be in here.
Go for it. It's all good.
So Bison lifts his mace. He swings it. He comes to come in, and you lift up a decorative shield that's hanging on the wall, and come in and block the blow. But there's a huge sound as it strikes the shield, like a crash of thunder, and you're thrown back through the paper windows, actually out onto the roof of the building opposite.
Nice.
Okay, so that's you retreating, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that if I retreat, you have to retreat as well with me.
So if you're retreating right now, is that the decision you've made?
Yeah, I've gone for that. I feel it makes sense to the scene we're in.
Okay, I'm gonna shout.
I don't think that's true.
Oh.
But if multiple characters fight mooks and one retreats, others must as well. You're not fighting a mook.
That is true. I guess you're right. So you don't have to retreat.
Oh, snap.
So, okay. So I'm happy with that interpretation. You want to stay here surrounded by mooks and Iron Face Bison? Or
I guess I will.
Okay. So, so Unforgiving Viper, you are knocked out onto the actual roof of the building over the road.
Mm-hmm.
So as you go out, as it cuts to the outside view, you go flying out. There's a shower of dust and smoke and debris as you come through the window, and it actually cuts down from a downward view. So the actual people who are crowding around outside, who've come to help catch this thief, this thief of a manuscript, thief of a play, stop and look up, and their eyes and their heads follow you as you fly over, and they stop and turn and actually start running towards the buildings and start clambering up the actual columns.
Awesome. Well, at least I'll keep them busy. I've got to get back and stop them from fighting. But I can't do that right now. I need to lose these people first. So I'm going to just make vamoose and get out of there.
Okay.
And try and lose them.
Okay. So you can certainly do that. You can find somewhere dark and you'd like to hide, but there's a Lightfoot scene as you go across the rooftops as people are pursuing you. Can you please roll I believe you have a move for actually hiding.
Yes, I do. It's my Reign of Assassins. When I attempt to become undetectable using shadows and concealment, roll. On a hit, no one can see interact with you until you decide you can. And I can break it by attacking. And if I roll 7 to 9, I will score. Some bad things happen. So Let's roll. I'm in a hurry. I don't know what I would go for. I don't think wisdom or flex. Actually, flexibility will make more sense.
Okay.
So I think I'll go for water.
Okay. Can you roll that then, please?
Oh, never mind. That's a 5.
Okay. So I think you stumble in. You basically duck into a room to get away. You think you're safe. You turn around and there's an elderly lady there doing her washing, and she screams.
Oh, this is not my day. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to be quiet. Oh, never mind. And
I think we'll cut from there to the moment to go back to Wu-hen. So Wu-hen, you're in this inn. You're surrounded by an unfeasibly large number of thugs and people who have actually come in.
Yeah. I was hoping that maybe another PC could show up at the scene, but if not, I will continue my quest.
Okay. Does another PC want to turn up?
Is it possible, given that Iron-Faced Bison is leading this group, it could be that the Righteous Brotherhood, when they're passing through town, offer a kind of thief-taker policing function. In which case, I'd like to run upstairs after my father.
Oh yes, by all means. So you can hear the fight, and outside you can see the people clumping around the door itself. And one of them turns to you. Ling, your father. Someone's attacking him.
Well, I must go and see what's happening.
Okay. Unfortunately, the actual lower part of the inn is crowded with people. It's so tight that you can't really move through.
No, I was going to cut to the chase and pole vault to the window.
Brilliant. Is that the window that now has the great big hole in it?
Yes.
Excellent.
Li Fulan comes out, Ling comes in.
Excellent. So as you land in, the fight is still going on between Wu-hen and Iron-Faced Bison. And at this point, Wu-hen, would you actually like to make your roll, please?
I would very much like to, yes. I shall now. And again, with my style element, which is water. Okay. Oh, okay. It's an 8 again. Plus 2 is a 10.
Okay, so on a 10 on a duel, if your foe is on your scale, on a 10, you win the conflict and may mark XP if you show mercy. Additionally, if appropriate, you may declare a shift in the fiction, a change of heart, impress someone, shift in entanglement.
Okay, so I think this is one of those situations where I go forward. I'm like flying forward, and then like ting 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 ting, and we're like with our blades well, I guess he's blocking with his giant mace, but I'm going quick, and then I maybe kick him in the face or whatever, and then he falls back, and then I again bounce against a pillar, go back, and I think he blocks me, but it's to the where it's my blade is almost against his neck, and he's just pushing back. And maybe he says to me something like I don't know anything, and what I think I know is, I don't know, a lie, or I'm just a fool or something, something that makes me doubt.
Is it possible for me to try hearts and minds, because I'm seeing you with your sword at my father's throat?
Well, I think because this is still my move, right? So
yes.
And I'm just allowing for a situation possibly for me to show mercy. I mean, I could also just kill him, but
why do you wish me so much harm? I have done nothing to you.
How can you say you've done nothing when you've killed my whole temple?
You think that I am responsible for that?
I remember there was a mask just like yours.
This is not my original mask, child.
Yes, you left it at the temple.
No. I won this mask as a trophy.
And I think there's just that moment where my eyes widen, and then he like, or I think I like shove him back.
He stumbles back. He drops his mace, and you can see that he's actually bleeding slightly from a light wound on his neck, and his hand goes up. Does your type only know blood? Do you only care for it? How like your master you are.
I don't understand why he would try to insult me after I almost killed him. I guess because basically, like realistically, what would happen is if he insults my master, I will kill him. And it's easy for me to do that because I basically already defeated him. But I feel like that goes against what I was doing.
Okay. So
but that's okay.
So let's change that then.
No, that's okay. I think it's okay. I'll roll with it. I take his handkerchief and I wipe the edge of my blade, and then I put it back. You have a lot of big words. I'll find out if you're telling the truth. And I think I'll dip. But maybe I should also what's the one where I'm struggling? Maybe I should also roll inner conflict.
Would you like to roll inner conflict?
I feel like I am having something.
Sorry, I should have actually been on the ball for that.
No, that's okay.
And yes, Lloyd, you're quite right. That is entirely why he was doing it.
6. If it's inner conflict, I think I would be rolling with metal for control over my emotions. And I rolled a 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you must either flee the scene or mark a chi until you make a change in the entanglement.
I must what? Flee the scene?
You must either flee the scene or mark a chi until you make a change in the entanglement.
Yeah, I think there's like a close-up of my hand, like holding my now sheathed blade, and it's just like shaking. But then I walk out of there.
Okay. And Well Worn Ling, how do you react to this?
I think I'm confused. I assume because do I know how Wu-hen feels about me?
Well, that's not something I can answer.
Wu-hen? Do I know that you feel for me?
I could, like, yeah, sure. Like, whichever you feel like works better. That could be the case. I could be pretty obvious, maybe.
Because if you give me a lingering look as you leave, I will read stuff into that and be very confused about your apparent liking for me, yet your urge to kill my father. Which gives me something to resolve.
Sure. Yeah, I will feel a lingering look.
So I think I will look at you as you disappear out the room, look at my father, and I think say, Father, what on earth is going on? What have you done to this woman?
It is not what I have done to her. It is what... No, I cannot say that. I cannot speak of it. Son, there are some things you must never ask me. This is one of them.
Well, then I will go elsewhere for answers, and I'll chase her out, run after her to catch her in the street.
Okay. So, Wu-hen, Well Worn Ling follows you into the street.
And takes your arm from behind to stop you walking further. What's going on? My father says there is something that you say he has done. What is this?
I throw off your hand. Mm. You're a fool, Ling. And I'm gonna keep walking off.
I just want an answer. You make an accusation, you make no detail. Do you wish this to be a breach with my family?
Do you know that your father is a killer?
He's in a dangerous business. I know that he has killed.
Do you know that? So then you must know. Then I'm not sure why you would have this attitude.
On the road, we encountered bandits. We both killed.
Oh, I draw my sword, and I point it at your neck. Do not speak of my temple as bandits.
Temple? Bandits? I'm talking about the road.
Is that what your father tells you? That when he
I was
goes
there
to
with
murder
him.
a whole temple of people, that they were bandits?
I think that will take the wind out of my sails. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Are you saying that my father attacked your temple?
I think I've said enough. I sheathe my blade and I walk away.
I don't follow this time.
Black Fox Jian.
Excellent. And we will cut the scene at that point.
With me looking back at the inn, I think.
Oh yes, definitely. I think there's a long lingering shot of you looking back at the inn and your father stepping out, and there's this whole quiet shot of him looking at you steely-eyed and you just looking back at him, and then we get a swipe to the next scene, I think. So, Unforgiving Fox, now that you're away from people, let's call you by your real name.
Good. It's Unforgiving Viper.
Oh, sorry, that's because I put Fox down twice.
I know it's because you want me to bang Black Fox Jian. I know that. I know that's what you want. That's what I want. It's what we all want. Just make it happen.
Okay, sorry, Unforgiving Viper. I do apologize. I need to change that on the board. You've entered this old lady's room, and she screams. And this room is actually part of an inn, and at least one of the people actually in the inn downstairs hears this scream.
Oh no!
Black Fox Jian. There's from the upper layers of this inn, you hear an elderly woman scream.
Jan will run towards the sound of the scream. His hand on the hilt of his blade. He'll fling open the door.
You fling open the door and you see this woman cowering on the floor with this figure with the sun eclipsing them from behind as they've stepped in through a window.
Hold, villain! What are you doing here? And he'll draw his sword and point it towards the figure.
This is not my day. I mean no harm. I honestly came through the window. It's a long story. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I'll go right back out the window if you want. Man, please just stop crying. I'm so sorry.
And she's just, ah! And she actually takes a washing that she's washing and starts hitting you with it.
Ow! Ow! Stop doing that! Can you help me?
I will not raise my hand against this this woman if you have so disturbed her, but perhaps you might rethink your habit of entering through windows in future.
I got the point. Wait, is that you, Black Fox? So go on after you.
No, I was just going to point out that as the room comes more into focus, you actually see this, that you concentrate not on the actual blade, but on the face there. And you stare into the eyes that slowly open and observe you for who you are as well.
Black Fox Jian.
Fulan, what is this? Why are you skulking about in this manner? And he sheaths the sword.
I would love to explain it to you when an old lady isn't hitting me in the face with her blouse. Please help me.
Good lady, please unhand my companion here. I know not why he is here, but
she stops hitting him with the clothing, and then starts picking up the smaller bits of furniture and starts actually throwing them at him.
Can we leave, please?
Perhaps that is for the best. Thank you, good woman. And I think, yeah, I'm going to just leap for the window.
We both leap out the window to the roof.
And you leap out of the window, and the inn is actually built around a central courtyard. So you have the actual walls, and in the middle there looks to be some sort of garden area with one of these small covered. I don't know if it's called a pagoda for that, but it's actually like a gazebo area where there's people serving tea and coffee, and there's light music playing. Sorry, tea and other drinks, and people playing lutes and harps and zithers and other light music.
Thank you for coming in and helping me out in my time of need, like you always do, Black Fox.
That is quite all right, Fulan. But is everything all right? That it seems odd that you
would go through a window to see you. Do you think I travel around the whole of the lands, just hoping that you come save me from old ladies as a damsel in distress? Come, I'm not made of things of stories.
No, indeed. Well, will you join me in some tea while we are here?
I would love nothing more.
And one of the servants comes over. Would you like a drink, sir?
Yes, please. We'll take tea if that is quite all right.
Very good. And you, sir?
What? I mean, yes, tea. I'd love some tea. Tea would be good.
Very good. And she goes off, and she comes back and puts a set down in front of you. And what about for your other guest?
I look at Black Fox Jian and go, what other guests?
And the servant looks up at the actual doorway, the little archway across a small little river. And standing there is one of the most beautiful women in the world in flowing, voluptuous clothes. It's almost as if the actual birds and doves actually fly up around her as you look at her in the golden sunlight. And Mast River stands there, her lute in her hand.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
Mast River.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to see you. Please do join us. Wei Fulan, have you met Mast River before? She is
I have had the pleasure. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you.
a performer beyond compare.
Thank you, beloved.
No bounds.
Thank you, beloved. And she comes and sits down. I don't believe I've had a chance to meet the young master yet. Is he a part of your circle?
We have crossed paths before, certainly.
Just two likely lads on adventure, like always.
Something like that, yes.
Oh, well, that's good. It keeps you away from those disreputable sorts. Like, what's her name? Viper?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, nothing. I'm thinking out loud. Would you care for some tea?
I'd love some. My voice slightly more icy as I move my cup towards her.
And she reaches down and pours you a drink, and she just stops and looks longingly at Black Fox Jian and pours him a drink, and then puts her cup down. Sorry, puts the kettle down, and then she sits there and looks to her cup.
Yeah, I will reach for the pot and pour tea for her.
And she picks up the cup, and she turns it round. Masked
River, yes.
Yeah, sorry, Masked River. The character is, isn't it?
Yep, I wrote Masked Viper by accident. Just keep going.
That's fine. Sorry, we get lots of that on you. She picks up the cup. To prosperity.
To peace.
And she looks to Black Fox Jian.
I look to Black Fox Jian.
To stalwart companions.
And then I take my drink.
And she takes her drink.
Yeah, and I'll also drink.
I must say, there is no greater joy than sharing a tea with two like-minded fellows.
Oh.
And I thank you very much for the moment that you've brought for me right now, Black Fox Jian. And Masked River, of course.
Oh, you are most welcome. May I ask, do you play an instrument?
Oh,
She reaches for her lute.
only gently, if one must do in order to get by, but nowhere near what I have heard is the pure talent that it is that you are, Masked River.
Well, I come here to practice. If you have an instrument upon you, would you care to join me in this?
Unfortunately, I do not, but I would love to hear something that you play. Perhaps a happier tune about happier times. I believe things have been quite off since the sword went missing, Black Fox Jian?
Yes, it has been a trying time.
Okay, so we need to establish at this point, I think, what the fiction is regarding the sword. So, what happened to the Golden Dragon Saber? And I think only one person here can answer that.
Yeah, only one person can answer that.
It's in my lodgings.
Excellent.
Because I retrieved it from underneath the wagon, because it clearly wasn't safe there. And I'm trying to work out how best to deliver it. Cool.
Brilliant. So Masked River starts playing her lute, and she starts singing. She sings a song of a bird that flies free through the world, sees all the lands. It soars to the highest mountain. It flies over the far oceans and follows the rivers from their head to their source. And only when it finds its match, its partner, its golden phoenix, and its black fox, does it truly find itself free. And she sings this song of this lovebird and the bird's love for returning home to the nest, no matter how far it may roam. And you can tell at this point that her eyes are purely on Black Fox Jian.
Yeah, I think I'm probably rolling in a conflict here.
Yeah. Can you please roll in a conflict?
While you're doing that, I do have a question. So for entanglement, I see on Unforgiving Viper's entanglement, it's that she disguised herself to get close to Black Fox Jian, but Masked River, their lover, is falling for
Yes.
her. But that's not the case here. Okay.
I no, they I mentioned the Golden Phoenix and the Black Fox.
Okay, I don't understand.
So
But-
it mentioned the bird has two different lovers. So she's singing to
Oh, snap.
Black Fox, and also hinting that there's someone else in her heart.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't make that clear.
Stop being so poetic. Oh my god. Just tell us the plot. What's wrong with you?
Good.
So that's a 7. I figured Earth was the most appropriate one for that.
Okay. So would you like to flee the scene? Or would you like to mark your Earth chi?
I think that I will. I think that I will mark Earth. Yeah, I think. Yeah, you know, there's that sort of close up when he's sipping tea to sort of disguise his expression as his eyes sort of flicker between Fulan and Master River. There's just a very slight tremble in his hand as he puts the cup down.
Okay, and is that what gives it? Does that you give away something at this point? And it may not necessarily be the full fact that you don't necessarily have the feelings for Master River, but the shaking hand. How does she interpret that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I suppose the maximum tragedy version of it is that she thinks that he's realized that she's falling for Fulan.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Can you just say it again, please?
Yeah, sure thing. I think probably what she picks up on is that, or rather, what she thinks she picks up on is that she thinks that Black Fox has realized that she is falling for Fulan.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
So she puts down her lute and says with a sigh, I need to get ready for tonight's performance. I've been summoned to the governor's palace. I need to go and get ready. And she stands up a little bit flustered and a little bit blushing.
My dear, you're all right.
And she stops and she doesn't look back and just turns her head slightly. So her hair basically hangs down so you can't see her face. And she goes, I think I will be. And she moves off. And there's that little bit of urgency in her step that you can feel. Like she doesn't want to be in this place right now.
Cool.
And I think at this point, we're actually going to cut the scene there. And I think if everyone's okay, I think we're going to take a 10-minute break.
Cool.
Back at 5 to the hour, if everyone's okay with that.
No sweat. 5 to the hour.
And welcome back, anyone who's there.
Isn't it supposed to be 5 past? 5-2?
5-2, yes. I'm just back a few minutes early.
You're not my real dad. I'll do what I want.
No, my name is a merciless scorpion.
Wow, harsh. So I'm not in the last session, which is a shame because I think both me and the guy playing Black Fox aren't here for the last session.
Okay.
So if you're gonna have my dad come kill me, please have him kill me in the third session, not the second. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Wait, your dad's gonna kill you?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. He's my dad, isn't it?
Isn't that how it normally works in this
That's
genre?
how it works with Wulin. I have to fight my dad.
No, unless you want to. But if you want to, then I don't know.
A lot of the ones I've watched has everything end tragically for everyone involved. So I think that may just be actually have been watching far too much Crouching Tiger.
And Hidden Dragon.
Yes.
I saw the sequel the other day. It was all right.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. I didn't find it as I was wondering where they were going to take it.
They took it somewhere nice, and I'm happy
Yes.
with that.
Yeah.
So no one's getting any echoes, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, so good. Microphone.
Okay.
I have a question about bonds.
Yes, certainly.
So I put one of my bonds as Lei Fu Lan because the relationship is a friend. But my faction is dead, so
Okay, if you have a look on basic moves.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, not basic moves. Other moves, I think it is. Use bonds. It actually gives a description of what that means in there.
Okay.
So it doesn't need to actually be a physical thing, but it's normally good to actually have it linked to the narrative in some way.
Yeah, but what I mean is like people I've seen. So I see that other PCs their bond is with their faction.
That's right. Yes.
But I don't see how that could narratively work for me, since my faction is literally non-existent except for me. So like I can't, I don't know how to justify that in
So
narrative.
basically, by drawing on your connection, your history with your faction, your desire to avenge your sisters and brothers who've died, you can basically burn that bond to gain a +1 bonus to a dice roll. So it's normally good to have it actually based around. It doesn't need to be a physical thing that you're calling upon. It doesn't need to be a favor. As it says that this represents you calling on their aid or using the boost their friendship gives you. So basically, in this case, it would be calling upon your feelings.
I guess it could be my resources, like whatever resources that were left of that group.
Yeah, equally, it could just be your desire to actually seek vengeance for them. And it's a physical, it's a game representation, a currency that actually allows you to drive towards that narrative goal.
Okay, I'll put it in then.
I've got a rule question as well, Gerwin.
Yes, certainly.
How does, at the end of the last session, I marked my my combat, my conflict, my fire. And then do I need, now I've selected one of the possible conditions to represent my current behavior. Is that right? And how do I clear that?
Well, you'd clear that by having
someone would have to comfort
and support. Yes, I was just rereading it. Basically, when you comfort and support someone, you can clear their chi on a 7+. On a 10+, you can clear their chi and also clear one of your own.
Okay.
So basically, it's you have to turn. Someone has to actually give you support and aid and comfort, and do something to actually bring you more into alignment with yourself.
Fine, thank you.
I'm not sure if there are other moves out there that actually do that as well. There may also be ones which also maybe ones on different playbooks that actually do that, but I don't know them offhand, unfortunately. I'm sorry, this is still quite a new game, and I'm afraid this is my second session of it, so I'm still a little bit picking it up as I go along. Okay, so the Righteous Brotherhood. So we'll go back in, and I think we're gonna. I think the Righteous Brotherhood of the Scene has its own camp in one of the courtyards of the city. I think it's actually mainly warehouses with a bunkhouse off to one side and a barracks room and somewhere for people to come and stay while they're passing through, and where they store the goods that they actually transport. And thank you very much, Agatha. That's Comfort and Support's text, isn't it?
No, it's under marking chi and other moves. So
Okay.
you can also take time, I guess.
Okay. So at this point, Alan, I think we're going to say, given the time that's passed, I think we're going to clear your chi that you marked at the end of the last session. Okay. Okay. So so the camp is bustling. You can see that several of the actual members of the Righteous Brotherhood of the Road are laid out on cots outside the actual building itself in the courtyard, and the group's doctors are going around actually seeing to them after they got severely beaten up earlier. You can see on sitting on a chair in the middle, supporting himself actually on the shaft of his mace is Iron-Faced Bison, and the camera pans up, and it pans up to a balcony on the first floor of the building, and I think it actually pans through to Ling Jingyu, who's sitting there actually with Well Worn Ling. So, tell me again, what happened?
I just to be clear, so this is where did the sword go?
Well, it's in your room, yeah. So
yeah, but she's asking me what happened.
Yes, so she's asking you what's happened. Where is the sword? How have people been beaten up? What's happened? I go away for half a day, and this is what I find.
Well, first of all, the sword. I think that I spotted one of those bandits at the back of the wagon. But frankly, that's much less important than what I've been hearing today. We, the Righteous Brotherhood, were in pursuit of someone we know. Actually, I thought he was a member of our brotherhood, Li Fulang. He stole a puppet script, and then the true author told us. We went to retrieve it. My father got there first. And then
she holds up her hand. She leans forward and grabs you by the front of your robes and pulls you into her. And she leans into you. And have you been drinking?
I may have had a drink. It's been a very difficult day.
Then tell me the truth.
I am telling you the truth. I arrived to find my father on the floor, and Wu-hen, I think she's some kind of monk, with a sword at his throat, accusing him of murder and all kinds of stuff. That's the truth.
She takes her cup and she drinks. Why would this monk be interested in your father?
That's what I've been trying to find out. He won't say anything about it, and refuses to even listen to a question from me. And she seems to think that he was responsible or involved in the destruction of her order. I mean, that can't be true. I mean, he's a rough man, but not that.
Your father is a loyal soldier. He always has been. He follows orders well, but he also knows right from wrong. Why would she suspect him?
I don't know. I mean, I want to go and try and find her again to have a conversation, because she was so uptight. She was so stressed. I couldn't have a sensible conversation with her, and she kept giving me this funny look.
Put out a notice to all of our agents in the city, all of our agents, all who sell our services. Li Fuleng is to be brought in. I wish to see him here by the time the sun rises tomorrow. Do I make myself clear?
Li Fuleng or Wu-hen?
Li Fuleng. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You want me to do that?
Yes, I want you to put out a notice. You just go down and actually send messengers. It isn't difficult.
Okay. It's just I don't tend to get those jobs.
Fine.
But no,
if you do not think you're capable of this, go scurry away to Black Fox. Well, he knows his duty.
I was going to suggest that Black Fox and I did this together because, you know, he's a very safe pair of hands.
You say that, yet he has lost one of possibly the greatest prize that we have ever been entrusted to carry.
But I don't think it's his fault. He wasn't in charge of the caravan. You were.
He was in charge of the escort.
Well,
I watched that. I did not take my eyes off the entire night. The only time I took my eyes off was when... And her eyes light up. Bring me Li Fuleng.
Okay.
He has taken the sword.
Then I'll go and find Black Fox Jian. First.
Go, do it.
Thank you, mistress.
She turns to look at the rest of the courtyard.
And I go in search of Black Fox.
Okay.
Is there a place we hang out, or will he be downstairs in the courtyard like with the other brothers?
I think he will be in the complex. He's not in the courtyard, but someone will be able to point out where he is. And he's up in like on one of the towers sort of thing, or you know, at the corner. He's standing there brooding out at the horizon.
Okay. So I'll go and find him brooding. Is there anyone else about, or just the two of us?
There's people always running about. You can see Li Jingyu. I've really got to write that in clearer handwriting. Standing on the platform, and she occasionally casts a glance at you, but she's far away from you. She won't be able to hear what you're saying, so you're effectively on your own.
Well, we've been given a mission, Black Fox. We have to go and get Li Fuleng pulled in. So shall we take a walk?
What for?
I think she thinks that he stole the sword.
I cannot believe that is true, but I'll come there to speak with him and see if he can give an accounting of himself.
Yeah, let's go and find him. Do you know where he is?
No, I do not know where he is staying. I'm sure we'll be able to track him down, though.
Okay, so we go down out of the compound into the town.
Okay.
And as soon as we're 2 turns away, I turn to him, push him against the wall, and say, "Something really complicated has happened."
You mean more complicated than one of our companions possibly stealing the sword that we've been trusted to carry?
Well, strangely, it's a lot like that. You know that, well, the wagon wasn't very safe, okay?
But
And
evidently
when I
so.
tested the security, it wasn't good. It really wasn't good. So I was afraid to leave it in the chest in the wagon. So I put it somewhere safe. And now she thinks he stole it when I was just looking after it, and I've not had a chance to do anything with it. There was the bandit attack. It was all a bit confusing, and now I'm slightly worried that I might have done something a little bit stupid.
So you have the sword still?
Yeah. We just have to find a way to get it back without it being clear that it came from me or him.
I see.
And you're good at this kind of stuff. So what should we do?
We can simply return the sword. That much is good. That is secure. But we do need to avoid embarrassment. We need to make it seem as if we have recovered it from some ne'er-do-wells.
Yes. Yeah. So who's the most logical people to have stolen it?
Well, it is known that the unfettered Frost have been in search for this sword for some time.
So how do we make it look like we've rescued the sword back from Unfettered Frost?
I suppose we should see if we can track down one of their agents and best them in combat.
At this point, a tile falls from the roof of the building near you and strikes the ground near you.
I will, spin round to see what the disturbance is.
There is a black-clad figure on the roof, and they appear to be carrying a very familiar sword. They look down. You can see they're visibly startled, and they disappear away from the roof edge. Alan, you're muted.
Make a stirrup with my hand and boost him onto the roof.
Yep. I think I will leap up onto the roof and give chase.
Yep, you can both get up there easy enough. As I said, in these sort of situations, physics does not apply.
Oh, great. Then I bounce off the walls until I get up.
Brilliant. So you're on the rooftop, and there's this is literally the classic look of the ninja, black-clad, face masked, everything else, carrying this scabbard with this wonderfully etched hilt with bejeweled golden dragons with their eyes like rubies, and they're running across the roof to get away from you. And at this point, I think we'll class this as a duel. So who wants to do what? So what we'll do first of all is we'll actually do this as a combat narrative back and forth with conversation built in if you want it. And then when we get to a narratively important point, we'll roll to decide how this resolves.
I will, begin chasing after him, chasing across the rivers after him, and I will turn and say, Ling, if you retrieve the sword, then nothing we need to say will be a lie. This is the best opportunity we have. I will continue pounding after. I'll maybe reach down as I go and grab a tile off the roof and fling it after the escaping thief.
Okay, you throw the tile at the thief. The thief stops, twirls twirls on the foot as if they're doing a pirouette, draws the blade, and the blade actually splits the tile in two, and it flies either side and lands to the floor. And as they land, they sheath the blade again and stop to look at both of you.
I'm not stopping. Run, and using the now Ling standard pole vault move, begin to make as swift progress as possible, throwing myself across this roof towards the thief.
Okay, you pole vault over, but as you do, they feet reaches into her belt, and it's very clearly a her, and draws a small dagger and throws it. The dagger hits your staff, and there's a cracking noise as your staff folds under you as you're pole vaulting.
That's fine, because it breaks in the middle. I land neatly. Now there's a little bit of tension left in it, and what it does is the bottom flicks out and scatters tiles towards her.
Brilliant. She begins draws the blade, and the blade cuts seamlessly and easily through all the tiles as they fly towards her. And she's backing up on the roof, backing up, until she's up against the very edge itself. David, what's Black Fox Jian doing?
He'll have leapt up onto sort of the gable, the top of the roof anyway. As Ling has been following her, and he's unsheathed his sword and stands at the top, and leave that sword. We will stop you, but if you leave now, no more need be said of it.
She looks at you, and you can see that she visibly flinches when she sees you. And she looks between you both, and she says in a voice that's very deep and growly, "This sword is mine, by right, by birth." And it's very clear she's trying to hide her voice.
Sure thing.
Well, carry on the pursuit.
She's at the edge of the actual of the building. You're up on, I think, about the 4th or 5th floor at the moment, and she turns and leaps backward through the air. And there's the big fortification walls to the edge of the city there. And as she leaps backward, she takes the blade and lodges it into the wall, and basically hangs there briefly before she gets purchase and pulls it loose and starts to climb her way up.
Carry on chasing her. I'll cut her off. She's going up the city wall.
That's right, yes.
Right. Then I will swiftly drop to the lane below and exit by the gate.
Okay.
Which is much quicker.
Okay.
Gravity's with me.
So what are you doing at this point, Black Fox Jian?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to chase up to the wall after her, and I'll sort of pull aside part of my robes to reveal sort of a string of throwing daggers, which I'll sort of do the throwing them up into the wall to make like pitons and scramble up them after her.
That's brilliant. So you get to the top of the wall and she's there with you. So she's waiting. "You mustn't follow me. Leave me. Go away. Flee." And she takes a step towards you.
"I cannot leave you. I cannot let you leave here with that sword. Hand it to me now."
"The sword means more to me than you will ever know." And she draws the blade. "I say again, flee. Do not let this be your last fight."
I will draw my sword as well. Letting you leave with that sword would be a worse fate for me than death itself. So if that is what it must be, then come.
And at this point, I think we're going to actually use the dual move.
Yep.
And at this point, with the actual blade, with the blade in her hand, she is a higher rank than you.
Yep.
So in instances where there is a higher rank, let's have a look. Sorry, scale. I do apologize.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Wrong tab. Yeah. There we go.
1 second. If your foe is above your scale, you lose the conflict. On a hit, you may declare how you lose. On a 7 to 9, mark chi. So would you like to roll with your style move, please?
Certainly. That's a 9 in total.
Okay, so can you mark chi?
I can indeed.
So you're fighting back and forth between themselves. You've got the scenes going off. She's bouncing. She's basically clambering up the pagoda, and I think you're fighting up the tower at the top of the wall, and you're gradually going up each level at the time until you finally get to the top. She's fighting around, and your foot hits a tile, and the tile moves under it. You slip slightly, and you reach forward, and your hand catches her mask, and you pull, and you're hanging there. And moving the mask, you can see this is masked River.
River, why? And I think in shock he's going to let go and drop to the ground below.
Okay, I take it you'll drop into the outside where Well Worn Ling is.
Presumably, yep, I guess at this point.
Okay, so Ling, you see the fight taking place at the top of the tower. You can see that they climb higher and higher as you get closer until they get to the top. You can see you can't see the bandit's face as the thief's face as the face mask is pulled, but you can see Black Fox Jian hanging there for a moment and then falling away. What do you do?
Well, what Ling was intending to do was there will be some stalls against the outside of the wall, and he was planning to jump up onto the fabric tent-like top of one of them and bounce up the wall. I suppose the question is whether he can do that before Black Fox Jian comes down and has his fall broken by said stall.
I would say that yes, you can definitely do that.
Fine. So as he comes down, I'm going up.
Okay.
And I think recognizing that the thief was able to best Black Fox, I know I can't win this one. So instead, I'm inclined to open a conversation.
Okay.
And I swiftly lay out to the thief that I don't know why it's important to you. I don't know what's going on here. But tell me, why is this so important to you?
This blade.
The mask's still hanging.
No, they've covered the mask, so only Black Fox Jian actually knows who this thief is. And the thief goes, "This blade is my blood right." Again, hiding their voice.
You could have killed him, but you didn't. There's more to this than meets the eye.
Mercy is a gift of the strong to the weak.
But you need to. This is no way to solve this. You must think more deeply on it. You will be pursued by every righteous brother.
This is how it must end. This is how it must end.
We can end it differently. Everyone has a choice. Fate is not written.
I have no choice. This is not my fate. This is our destiny. And she takes a step back off the tower and vanishes into the twilight. Would you actually? Are you actually using a move before she vanishes?
Well, I was about to suggest hearts and minds.
Okay, so in which case, would you like to roll hearts and minds?
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a creative solution to this that doesn't involve her getting into trouble or them. Sorry. Getting the sword.
Okay.
So I'd like to roll with fire.
Okay. Can you please roll with fire then?
Okay. That's 6 + 2 is 8.
Okay. On a 7 to understand, they can instead choose. You can ask. Would you like to actually choose one of those options from?
Yes. I think I'm trying to ask them 2 questions.
Okay, by all means. What would you like the questions to be?
The first question is, why is this so important to you? Because that is a question I asked her.
Yeah.
Them.
And she, as they said, this is their blood right. This is their birthright. This was originally their family's weapon.
And the second question is, and which family was that?
The Iron Wing Cranes.
Curiouser and curiouser. I don't think this. This may be pushing my luck on the basis, but I have a particular move called Tracing Shadow. When you spend time interacting with someone to read their web of connections.
Okay.
Sufficient interaction.
Yes, I would definitely say this is a sufficient interaction.
Okay. Well, I think I will roll as part of that same conversation to find out what I can about this very peculiar turn of events. So this will be again +2. Oh dear. Which adds up to a total of 6.
Okay, so can you mark chi, please?
Yeah.
Which chi were you using?
I was using the same one. So fire.
Okay, and let's have a look at your move. Tracing shadows. When he's on a hit, you learn the 3 closest confidants and a short statement about each of those relationships. On a 7 to 9, you target your targets wherever you're working. Okay, and a miss, they learn your entanglements. Okay.
So they now know that I have engaged to Unforgiving Viper, blah blah blah, and the stuff about Ming Starfall.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Damn.
And she did, and the figure disappears into the night, into the twilight.
Go and find Black Fox.
You find him clutched on the ground. He's not injured per se, but he appears shaken, as if something has startled him to his core.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The sword's been stolen, Black Fox. We must go back and tell our righteous brothers who has it. I know.
Very well. I will take responsibility for this. It was my weakness that allowed her to escape. Come. And he's going to kind of stalk off back towards the city gates.
I have a suspicion we're going to tell 2 slightly different stories. But I'll chase after him, saying, "But it's the Iron Wing Cranes. They've got it."
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I'm sorry. Okay, so I think we'll cut. As you say, it's the Iron Wing Cranes. I think we'll actually cut the scene at that point. And Wu-hen, After we last saw you, what have you done? Where are you? What's happened? Where have you gone to?
I want to know if I know Black Fox Jian, and if we have like any kind of a relationship.
That's something for you and David to discuss.
What do you think, David?
I think there's probably a good chance we're at least aware of each other as we're both, because I mean you're the Shefu class and I'm swordsman, so I think we're both kind of known figures in the Wulin sort of thing. So I think we probably, even if we don't know each other personally, we probably know each other by reputation.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it might be interesting for us to have a scene, even though I don't know. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So where do you live? Where are you staying right now?
So right now, so yeah, in this the Brotherhood complex, though maybe if this is assuming this scene is like after the events have happened, he's probably just in a tavern somewhere drinking.
Cool. It could also be interesting if I like intercept you while you both are still walking back.
Yep, if that's how you wish to play the scene.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so like while you're walking back, I step out from like I don't know, like a side street. Jian, I must speak with you.
My response will be more than slightly guarded, because I think you're strange. So, Black Fox, beware. This is the woman who attacked my father.
Is this true, Wu-hen?
This is what I wish to speak to you about. Alone. And I give Ling like a pointed look.
Very well. Then, Ling, if you will, alert our brothers to what has happened. I will speak with Wu-hen.
I will, my brother. Just be careful.
Where do we go? We're in the capital, which means that there's not like. I suppose we go to basically the inn that I'm staying at, but we go to like the eating area. There's like those individual. I don't know what they're called, but you know, like
little cubicles, little tables with backs on, and yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I stride in, and then I put down my sword.
Yeah, I'll place mine sort of on the table opposite yours, sort of thing.
Are you all right? You look quite pale.
I have failed in my duty to the Brotherhood.
Really?
There's a light tap on the door, and a servant opens it slightly. Would you require food or drink?
Yes. I don't know what people use.
We just assume they close the door, and as you're talking, they come back and bring some tea and bring something to just snack on. And
yeah, and I think I asked specifically for like wine.
Okay. And what do you drink, Black Fox Jian?
Yeah, I'll join Wu-hen in some wine.
Okay, and the servant goes out, closes the door, and leaves you on your own.
You failed in your duty. That's rare.
Yes, it is not something I have made a habit of. I have allowed myself to become distracted, I think.
Distracted?
But anyway, you said you had. You wish to speak to me. What?
Tell me, Jian, are we not, if not friends, comrades? We fought together before. I trust.
I have nothing but respect for you, yes.
I believe in your abilities. What I wanted to do was actually to comfort and support you, but that doesn't work. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Why does that not work?
Oh, because he moved on with the conversation.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Unless I can, then I'll do it.
Well, I think actually supporting him while he's down, I think you can make the roll at this point if you want.
Okay.
If you're trying to actually clear his chi.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. And I am going to roll with, let's see. I guess with water? Yeah, like awareness, wisdom.
Okay.
Flexibility. Or maybe patience. I don't know. I'll roll with water. Hold on. You were selected. Okay, I got it. Oh, it's another 8. So that's a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so comfort and support. On a hit, clear chi or add bond. Oh, excellent.
Cool. I will unsurprisingly clear my my fire.
Okay.
And I think once I sort of shared a cup of wine, Jan sort of relaxes a little bit and gives you sort of a sort of half smile.
So
sorry,
because I got. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Karen.
Because I got a 10 plus, I get the option of asking you something that you must answer.
Cool.
I can also clear chi, but I don't have any chi marked. So yeah, I'm gonna. It's like there's like a moment where I'm like a little bit. Maybe I like hesitate a little, and I'm like, and I like take a drink, toss it back, and then I put down the cup. Forgive me, if I am a little presumptuous, but this concerns more than just the people present. I have heard rumors, which of course are not entirely to be trusted, but it concerns you and no, this is not how I intended to say it. Do you wish what? What is your intention towards Fulan?
I do not know yet. I feel a deep affection for him that I have not felt for some time. I do still bear affection for Master River, but then you definitely see a kind of cloud pass over his face at that. But that has, I am sorry, I cannot give a more direct answer, but I do not know.
Wow. This is... Thank you for your honesty. Well, this is not my actual business, so I can't presume to know what he would feel about it.
At this point, a servant comes in and takes away the empty bottle, replacing it with a new bottle of wine.
Yeah, and I pour that wine.
And you reach to uncork the actual wine, and I think we're going to cut the scene there.
Do I notice poison? Oh, okay.
I think we're gonna cut the scene there.
Okay.
And Lloyd.
Hello.
Where is Unforgiving Viper?
Well, funny you should say that, because Unforgiving Viper needs to sort some shit out. And she needs to get that fucking sword. And now that everyone is away and being quiet, and she's been wanted for accidentally stealing something that she totally didn't steal, which she did, which was the script, she's going to pay her engaged husband, her engaged fiance a visit.
Excellent.
So at the scene where they separate, where Black Fox Jian and Wu-hen separate, as he's leaving, a shadow will move with him.
Excellent. Okay, so would you like to narrate the scene?
Yes. Where were you guys when you left? Were you outside or were you in the inn?
We were on our way from one of the gates that we came, the gate that we came back into the town from. Mm-hmm. We were on our way back to the Righteous Brotherhood compound. Okay,
so as you are moving forward, there's a bit where you go past one of the darkened alleyways on the side. As you go past one of the darkened alleyways, a figure moves flat in a flash, just so you know there's someone there.
Who goes there?
And when the voice comes, it comes from an alleyway behind you. And it's I believe you are looking for me. As Unforgiving Viper steps out of the shadows, facing a half mask, hair tied up to the top, standing forward, going, I believe you are Well Worn Ling. Am I not mistaken?
Oh, most honored lady and my betrothed. The rumor was that you were missing, and I feared that you had run away to avoid our engagement.
Rumors of my departure were greatly exaggerated.
Well, this is most auspicious. May I invite you to share a cup of wine?
The Viper does not share wine, unless it is wine to celebrate our marriage, of course.
Then, would you wish to accompany me back to the compound of the Righteous Brotherhood, where
your brothers couldn't attack me for what I am? I mean, they could try. Do you know how powerful the Viper is? As I'm walking around him in a circle. Do you think I have time for the Brotherhood of all people? No. I came seeking you and you alone.
Well, then, I'm most honored. I think that probably Ling, going through his mind, this was why he was very concerned to be engaged to someone in Unfettered Frost, because they have this not very positive reputation.
Out of curiosity, were you sober when you actually agreed to be married?
Well, I'm not sure that there was much about my agreement involved. You know, the entanglement says, I have been engaged by her father. So for whatever reason Mercer the Scorpion came up with, he picked on me. So my lady, I am your servant. Before, as a betrothed, and after marriage until death. Bracket, because otherwise your father will kill me. Bracket.
That's fair. Bracket, I really don't want to be married to you. Oh my fucking god! So, I hope you have prepared your bridal gift.
Oh.
You were informed as to what it is that you require to bring us, right?
I fear that your father was not specific.
Of course. Father expected you to figure it out, but I suppose one of the Brotherhood would not realize. I lean forward and I go, "It's the saber."
Oh, I think I go white. Oh. I think I'm almost now acting under pressure.
Oh yes, I think very much so. Is there a move you'd like to roll at this point?
Well, I think it is that overcome. Exactly how much do I just let go?
Okay, so in which case then can you roll, and which chi are you rolling with?
I fear that this is probably awareness, wisdom, and flexibility. So water. So just +1.
Okay. And what do you roll?
Well, let me think. I roll 2d6 +1.
That's right, yes.
And I score 4 altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you fear at this point?
I fear that I am not going to be able to get even close to that wedding gift. I fear that I am about to be sucked into the unfettered frost vortex of pain and dishonor, and that my path back to the righteous brotherhood is getting very, very, very wavy.
Excellent. And as your eyes dash around as you feel uncomfortable, and as you look into the shadows, you think you can see movement in a lot of them. And as the sun sets beneath the horizon, figures in dark clothing step out. And Unforgiving Viper. You can see other members of the Unfettered Frost have arrived.
Which when I shit myself, I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't say that out loud. I just turn to the corner. I see them. I can't run because if they're coming out, they already know I'm just gonna go with the flow.
Well, one of them comes up and kneels before you. Mistress, your father has sent us with news.
Can it wait? I'm in the middle of something.
Very well.
Sure. Sorry, go on. After finish, go on.
Very well. Although he hopes you will partake in the show that is to come. The agony of our enemies.
I look over at them with a smile. I look over at Well Worn Ling with a smile, and I look towards the camera with a, what the fuck is he talking about? And I lean forward and I go, soon, very soon. I'm sure we will have what we need by sunrise. Is that right, Well Worn Ling?
You're muted, Alan. Alan, you're muted.
Yes. Not
Good.
entirely certain what she said.
And you can see several of the other members of the Frost have their hands on the hilts of their weapons. Or their hands inside their robes. They're not trying to intimidate you in any way, shape, or form. Oh no, not at all. It's just convenient and comfortable to rest them there.
And I'm not at all intimidated, but I can't quite speak.
So I'll look at him and I'll say, and I'll basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk behind him, and I'll say, I'll be watching you. And as the camera sees me walk behind him, when I'm supposed to appear behind him, I'm not there. I'm just gone.
I have a horrible suspicion. I've had a premonition of our married life.
And Alan, as you turn to look for her, she's nowhere to be seen. And when you turn back, the members of the Unfettered Frost have also vanished.
Then I don't go back to the Righteous Brotherhood. I go and find Black Fox.
Okay. So you make your way through to the inn where you know him and Wu-hen were heading. You go through. You step in, and as you step into the inn downstairs, I think we're going to cut to upstairs as Wu-hen reaches and uncorks the next bottle of wine. So Wu-hen, you uncork the wine and lift it up and are about to begin pouring when you recognize a familiar scent. There's a floral scent, but a bitterness to it. You've smelt this before.
Yes. It's the scent of the scarlet needles. It's a kind of very deadly poison.
Okay. So, how do you react to this as this scent washes over you?
Oh, I mean, I haven't poured it yet. And I just like pause. And then I pour it anyway. And then I cork it. And I take the cup, I guess, in my left hand, and then my right hand I have the bottle. I just like pull them both towards me, and I'm like looking at you, Jian.
Mm-hmm. Is something the matter?
This wine is very good. And then I look like I'm gonna drink it, but I angle myself so that if anyone was looking from the
doorway,
the doorway, they would see my gesture. But to you, you can see that I kind of just do this, and it just like pours like maybe into my, I don't know, like into my sleeve or something.
Okay.
And I'm like looking at you like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm doing?
I will say, and please pour me a cup, and I'll hold out a cup to you.
Yep. I uncork and I pour it. They say that the flowers are very beautiful in the north at this time of the year.
I'll take it. So, yes, it smells delicious, and I will likewise do the fake drinking thing.
I mean, I would like to study.
Yes, by all means. Can you roll it? Can you roll study, please? And which chi are you using?
Let's see. Awareness.
Okay.
So that's water. Okay. Okay, I roll a 9 plus 2 is 11. So.
Okay, so on 11, I believe you get to take 2. Not take 2, sorry, a whole 2.
Fun. Excellent. I would like to know, who is observing us right now?
Okay. As you look around, you can feel a malevolent. Is that the word? Malevolent presence almost permeate the room. It feels like the people in the rooms either side of you bear an ill will towards whoever occupies this room.
Oh.
And you feel cold. You can feel a coldness of intent that only one group could possibly embody. I'm trying to think of the right word there. So you think you're being watched by members of the Unfettered Frost?
Okay. Well, I got no beef with the Unfettered Frost, so let's see.
And for your second question? Or would you like to declare something?
I don't know. I kind of want to declare something, but I don't know what I could declare. Let's see. Okay, so it's the Unfettered Frost, but it doesn't mean that they're the ones that poisoned us. It's just I only asked that they are watching us.
Yes.
I think this is a warning. If they know, well, okay, if they know that I am here, then this is clearly a warning, because this poison, the what was it, scarlet needles, they have a very distinctive scent. It smells very beautiful. Some women use it for perfume. I just made this up. This is not.
No, that's fine. It's fine. And anything exists anything that's not magical can exist in the background of this game. So
yeah, if they know that I'm here, I clearly recognize this scent. That like I have a reputation for that. So this must be a warning for me not to get involved. But if they don't know that I'm here, then
okay.
I guess they just want to kill Jian.
At this point, I think you hear a voice come from the wall behind Jin, and that this wall is basically a carved wooden wall. So it's got little holes in it, so light can come through, and it's basically elaborately carved with different scenes and the like. And a voice comes through. Black Fox Jian, do you hear me?
I do. And I think his hand is sort of going for the sword on the table at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it's like both of us like are doing the same gesture.
You have sworn an oath against my father. This is your only warning. Do not commit to this, for it will bring you only pain.
Your father knows the crimes he has committed, and he will pay for them.
He who rules and he who is strong commits no crimes, for they make the law. The law of lesser people are insignificant to them. Only the laws of the mighty and the laws of heaven apply.
Is your father the emperor? Only the emperor gets to make the laws.
The emperor has no place in Jianyu, but Jianyu does have a king. Or it has an empty throne, I should say, with a new king ascendant.
I give you a very pointed look, Black Fox.
Yeah, I will sort of nod and turn back towards the voice. You may return to your father and say you have done his bidding, but I will not break my vow. I will see him dead.
Then we will see your corpse at our feet. This was your only warning. We will not honor you any further. And you can hear the sound of a door opening and someone walking out of the booth next door. And Well Worn Ling, you're down at the entrance level to the actual inn itself, and you see You see a man in dark flowing robes with a number of different black straps over him, with lots of daggers strapped to him. He walks down the stairs and he stops and he comes face to face with you. And you come face to face with your love, hateful spider.
I am confused, hateful spider. I need your help.
Then let me help you. And he offers you his hand.
I was going to talk to my friends, but I think I should talk to you.
And he takes your hand and you step out into the night. And I think at that point, the actual credits roll. And we have an end of episode, and we're going to end the episode there. So I'm going to stop the broadcast now.